A horrified Florida mother has found her 10-month-old daughter dead after her babysitter left the girl in a hot car that reached 133 degrees Fahrenheit for at least 5 hours. The shocking incident unfolded at around 8 a.m. on Wednesday when Rhonda Jewell, the babysitter, 46 years of age, picked up the infant from the home of the child's mother in North McClenny, Florida. The babysitter, who had looked after the girl on several occasions since June, drove to another residence where she was babysitting other children, and when she arrived at the second home, the babysitter left the child in the SUV. We're told that the babysitter believed that the girl was asleep, so she went into the home, started interacting with the 3 other children that were in the home that she was babysitting, and she was planning to go back in just a few moments to pick up the 10-month-old baby girl that was left in the car. Well, that wasn't a very good plan. The babysitter claims that she completely forgot to return to the vehicle, so I believe her. If we're to question whether or not the babysitter purposefully left the 10-month-old baby girl in a hot car with temperatures of 98 degrees Fahrenheit outside, 133 degrees inside the car, if we're to question whether or not Rhonda Jewell, the babysitter, left the baby girl in the car purposefully in that heat, I would say no. I would say no, she would not do that. If she had done that purposefully, knowingly, she'd be at the upper echelons of evil, and I wouldn't make that assumption. I would assume that she is not that evil. I would assume that she is being genuine when she says that she completely forgot. I've read other articles about this type of thing. This is something that happens. People, typically parents, but also educators, bus drivers, forget. They forget. They make mistakes. They fail to do everything that they ought to do. They fail to ensure that all of the children are out of the vehicle. They forget that their child or a child has been left in a vehicle for an extended period of time. We're told that 14 children have died of vehicular heat stroke in the United States this year. It's a subject which is focused on and reported on at a website called noheatstroke.org. When the child's mother arrived to pick up her daughter at around 1 p.m., the babysitter realized what she'd done. The babysitter realized that she had completely forgotten and that she had left the 10-month-old baby girl in the car in the SUV. We're told that deputies discovered the child inside the garage lying on the seat of a golf cart. Deputies started life-saving measures. The 10-month-old was taken to a hospital where tragically she was pronounced dead. First and foremost, full condolences to the mother. We're not told the mother's name nor the child's name. We're just told the name of the babysitter. Full condolences to the mother and of course all family, the father, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, close neighbors, really anyone that was close to the 10-month-old baby girl, as well as the family friends and such. They're going to be devastated. This is going to be a huge darkness for them to contend with for a long time moving forward, for the parents particularly, of course, and siblings if there are any. The babysitter has been charged with aggravated manslaughter of a child after being accused of leaving the infant child unattended in a vehicle that was not running for at least 5 hours. So she's in custody. She has a bond of $25,000. It varies from state to state, I believe, but typically in America, to get out of county jail, you need to pay 10%, perhaps 20% of the bond amount. That's $2,500, $5,000. Not a lot of money. Not a lot of money. Not everyone's going to have access to that, but a lot of people will. The babysitter presumably has family and friends. There's every chance that she'll be able to pay that bond and be released. I'm going to make a few comments. You may well disagree with my opinions here, so I'll dive straight into it. Of course, this is an absolute tragedy. It's terrible for the family, of course, family and friends, as I say, and seemingly it is due to negligence. That would be my take on it. That would be the word that I use. Negligence. The babysitter got it wrong. The babysitter had a certain set of responsibilities that the babysitter is paid to adhere to, and the babysitter failed. It's no one's fault other than the babysitter's fault. From what I understand, deputies discovered the child inside the garage lying on the seat of a golf cart, so presumably the babysitter or the mother or both were able to get the baby out of the car. That's where they put the baby. She was very hot to the touch, according to deputies. But back to my point, I got on a bit of a tangent, sorry. My feeling is that the babysitter is to blame, but here's my take on it, which you may not like. It was an accident. It was a mistake. It wasn't purposeful. If it was purposeful, she's the most evil person the world has come across, one of the most. But I have no doubt that this was was an accident. I have no doubt that the babysitter is being fully honest when she says she forgot. And the babysitter is a human, and humans make mistakes. We make mistakes all day long. Thankfully, most mistakes that we make don't lead to tragedies, but some do. And I think those that are responsible for the purposeful death of a child, or indeed the purposeful death of a human and some animals, ought to face severe punishment. But in this case, my feeling is I don't really feel that, to be honest with you. I feel that the babysitter made a dreadful mistake. She should be punished for that, but not excessively. She's going to be punishing herself for the rest of her life, no doubt. I'm presuming a lot. I'm assuming that the babysitter is a good woman. Perhaps she isn't. Perhaps she's got a dreadful criminal history. Perhaps she's irresponsible left, right and centre all day long. But we're not told that. We've read other cases of illegal daycare centres. We've not been told that this is an illegal daycare centre situation. I'm assuming that she's a law-abiding citizen performing a job. She made a mistake, and it was a hugely costly mistake, but a mistake, and humans make mistakes. So I would personally give a lot of leeway to the babysitter based on what I've read through just the one article. I'm not a big fan of forgiveness, or rather, I think the concept of forgiveness fails when forgiveness is expected or demanded or undeserved. If the babysitter is able to show that they generally do act in a responsible way, if it's clear that this is a one-off situation or a mistake which hasn't occurred previously, that she took other precautions to avoid other kinds of mistakes, if that she's not generally putting her children at risk, the children that she looks after at risk, then I personally would give her leniency. And I'm far from the type of person that's in a hurry to give people responsible for the deaths of children leniency. In this case, I would. Punishment, yes. Severe punishment, probably not. So I'm going to wrap things up at this point. If you agree or disagree with me, feel free to drop some comments. Even if you want to be a little bit abusive towards me, that's fine. I can take a knock or two. There's no problems there. I'm sure you understand I'm not trying to be offensive to those that disagree with my take on things. I'm just expressing my thoughts, and they are somewhat of a knee-jerk reaction. I've not considered the situation in an in-depth capacity. But anyway, I'm going to wrap things up at this point. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit, and take care.